What's good? What's good? What's good? What's going down? Twitter. Sending everything out on all the IGs and Twitter and Instagram and all that nonsense. You know how I go. You know how I go. Yo, we live. Come join us. And oh man, look at that hoodie. You know what I'm saying? Get your merch too. The link in the bio right now. Anyways, come join us on YouTube too. Lego. Alright, boom. Boom. And then just one more. Create the post. We live, baby. Let's go. Now let me go ahead, pull IG back up and pull the chat back up real quick. One time, two time, three time. What's good, Trey? What's going down with your player partner? How you doing, player? Pimping. You know what I'm saying? What's good with you? Pimping. We got Trey 420 up in there, bitch. Shout out to everybody else out there that just has not commented yet. I would love to address you by name, but I can't do that until you say what's up. You know what I'm saying? Say what's up to your boy. Say peace, player. You know what I'm saying? How you doing, dog? I'll be like, what up, dog? What up? It's been a long time, no talk. Yeah, I know. Anyways, let's give a big shout out to all the members of the channel right quick. We got Neek Bones, Sam Glover, It's Just Me, Driver Thoughts, Trey 420, Funny Farm, Holla Girl, Mama Dukes, Epic Service, Misty Summers, Holla Boy, Robin Lynn, Northern Downpour, Kara, Taylor, Shauna, Dave, Happy Chick, Wild Turkey, Jamal, Ryan, Keith, Kenneth, Diesel, Creatively Insane, Aaron Nugget, My Hood Life, and Gary Willis. Gang, 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 gang. You dig what I'm saying? Shout out to all of those amazing individuals. Shout out to Robin Lynn. She's actually just joined up in it. You know what I'm saying? What up, Robin? What up, Demon Boy? What up? What up? We got Matthew. What's going down? What up? Callie up in the beach. What's good? It's actually K's now, but I just like I like the Cali. I'm gonna call you Cali K's. Even if you ain't from Cali, it rolls off the tongue too nice. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep saying it. Cali K's. What up? What up? Shout out to everybody out there, man. Let's go ahead and jump into this video. You know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and get this thing started right here. You know what I'm saying? Look at this thing started right here. Let's get this. You know what? Hold up. Boom. Let's make it big. You dig? Let's make it big, and we're gonna hit that full screen. And we got Sir Spooks with the top 5 scary videos that you won't watch alone. Or will you? All right, let's go. Turn it up just a little bit.
Hello everyone, my name is Sir Spooks, and today we'll take a look at 5 scary videos. But before we begin, make sure to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any future uploads.
Oh, I missed it. The subscribe. Hit it. It might be like right down there, right somewhere in this area, right down there.
This chilling clip was posted to TikTok by a username Smug Puppy, and it shows 2 individuals sitting down and explaining something regarding potential shadow figures in their house.
Oh, this dude.
The man says that he saw a shadow figure peeking around the door that very day, and it seems as if history repeated itself because something absolutely chilling happens a little over.
Look, at a certain point, you can't just be living in a haunted house that you know is haunted. When you repeatedly catching shit that is like in your house, like unexplained shit, like it's just time to go. You know what I'm saying? It's time to go.
The video that has shocked viewers.
Watch this shit. It's just nuts. We've seen this in Nuke's top 5. I think.
So what we decided to do in an effort to prove that, I think there's another one. In an effort to prove that these are real, I've made Kaylee sit.
Thanks.
It's really close. And she's going to grab the camera
Let me get a Kleenex
as soon as we see one. And I'm pretty sure, it screams pretty hard to see from here, to be fair, but we've tried to push it back to get the best view. Just try and grab it the best you can. Go. Quick. How you doing?
Nope. Nothing.
Show everywhere? Or is nowhere to show?
No, there's nowhere to show. This is flat against the wood. Yeah.
Okay.
Throughout the course of
My
the
bad,
entire
I gotta
video,
get them boogers out.
eerie shadow figures can be seen peeking into the door, subtly watching the camera before disappearing for a few seconds.
Yeah,
It doesn't seem to have much of an
that.
effect on the two people, almost as if they're used to this happening all the time. At around the 1 minute mark, the girl grabs the camera just as the shadow figures peek again, but when she...
Like, the fact that they're like, Sir Spook said it best. The fact that they're just acting so nonchalant, like, this is just what we do and deal with every day. Like, we're telling you it's real. Like, bro, at a certain point, people are not going to motherfucking be able to comprehend some shit like this. Because if it's real, why are you still there? There's no way that I'm about to watch two creepy ass fucking shadow figure things poke their head out around the corner of my goddamn stairs and shit, and then just sit there and be cool with it, or try to go run and grab my camera like, look, see, I told you they're not there. Like, bruh, leave. Pack your shit. Burn that bitch down. Get the fuck out if it's real, bruh. Leave. Leave. Anyways, that's all I got to say about that shit,
they're
bro.
gone. What do you think
What
could
up,
be happening
Pablo?
here?
I feel you, only because
of how
you should
little
leave if that
context
shit's
was
real.
provided with this video, it's hard to say for sure, but based on audience reactions, most people seem to believe that these shadow figures are real.
We've seen a
What
bunch
do
of
you guys
videos from
think?
these people, and
Today's video is sponsored by Dave,
I
the
need them
banking
to
app that
not
can help you
stay
instantly.
in this house no more, bro. That's how I feel. Shout out to Sir Spooks and his sponsorship with Dave. I'm not really sure what Dave is about, but, you know, shout out to Dave. Shout out to my dog, Dave. I ain't endorsing no
This
products.
highly unnerving video
Shout
was
out to
published to
Dave.
the popular High Strangeness subreddit, which essentially specializes in hosting videos of some genuinely strange things caught on camera.
Genuinely strange.
The video in question was recorded on a security camera in the middle of the night and shows a base used for temporary fencing outside. For the first little while, all appears to be fine, but it doesn't remain that way for too long. Take a look at the base on the ground and see what happens next.
Oh, shit.
Out of nowhere, the fencing base can be seen getting pulled away and rotated by an unseen force.
Hold on, Chief, one sec.
This video has caused many commenters to be completely baffled as to what exactly happened in this piece of footage. There aren't any visible strings attached, but maybe they are just so thin that they didn't manage to appear on camera. Some have pointed out that they could see a pair of arms grabbing onto the object, but it's definitely hard to see.
Arms?
There's obviously also the much more sinister theory being that this was the work of a paranormal entity. What do you think?
Why would he trying to be
Be sure to
moving the
leave
gate,
your
though?
theories in the comments
For
below.
the temporary fence. What is that? What is that? Accomplishment?
El Cajon, California is a city east of downtown San Diego. It's home to more than 100,000 people. Emphasis on the word people, because this scary video published to Reddit by user Exporius seems to showcase that the city may be home to other life forms as well.
Well, like ghosts and shit.
The video
or
in
aliens?
question seems to be normal at first, as we see a cloudy sky in the afternoon in El Cajon. However, things take a notably more sinister turn when these three mysterious triangle-like shapes appear in the sky. Take a look.
Bro, that is the most bullshit ass CGI nonsense I have ever seen. Fuck out of here with this little potato film and shit. It's some bullshit right here. This that motherfucking. This is some badass CGI. Look at that shit. That is terrible. That shit is fake.
Unfortunately,
right
because
here
of how far away
is
these
fucking
triangle-shaped
bogus.
objects were from the videographer, we
Bogus.
can't really get a good clear view of them, but they definitely look quite
Fuck
odd
outta
to
here.
say the least. The way they move
What
in
up,
sync
Buzzard?
with one another is also
What
quite
up, Nugget?
bizarre, leaving a lot of viewers completely perplexed. Do you believe that this is an authentic UFO sighting video? Or is there another perfectly natural explanation? Some argue
Appreciate
that
you
these
too, Nugget.
objects are just birds. Let me know in the comments.
That shit was fake as fuck. That was that bullshit.
It should go without saying, but our homes are supposed to be the one place where we feel the most comfortable and safe, no matter what is going on in our personal lives. Unfortunately though, not everybody is so lucky to be able to call home their safe place, such as the uploader of this TikTok video named Carlin Asamoah. Carlin recorded this video on her phone walking around her house after hearing something strange. She says that for the past little while, she was hearing noises and has been feeling very bad for several days. It was only on this day in which she finally decided to record what was going on to see if she could capture any of these noises on camera.
Where you moving to, Buzzard?
At one point in the video, she proceeds to head downstairs. However, upon reaching the staircase, something absolutely terrifying happens that is sure to send a shiver down your spine. Have a look and see.
Always seen this too. Look at that shadow thing. It like runs up at her.
Sora.
Oh yeah, never mind. It like crawls down and she runs after it. That's what happens. We've seen this on Nuke's Top 5 too. Look, she runs after whatever the fuck it is.
Nera.
Did you
She's
see
braver
it?
than me. Fuck that.
What appears to be a pair of extremely creepy ghost-like hands can be seen on the stairs.
I'd have been screaming like a little bitch, okay? I ain't gonna lie. I'd have been screaming like a little bitch. Like a little bitch, okay? I would have not been running after the motherfucking demon ghost motherfucking, I don't give a damn what it is. I ain't running after that. I've been screaming like a little bitch.
Amazingly, Carlin musters up the bravery to race down the flight of stairs to chase after this figure.
Bravery or stupidity?
But when she does so, the hands disappear much to her bewilderment. This, of course, begs the question, what in the world is underneath Carlin's stairs? Is this some sort of creepy creature that's an expert at hiding? Is this some freaky ghost that's been haunting her home? Or is it simply a hoax? We may never know for sure. Going swimming in the summer is something that millions of people all around the world look forward to doing each and every single year. There's just nothing quite like being able to cool off in the pool. Sadly though,
swimming with my dreads though now is not fun. Because my head gets so goddamn heavy. But I love swimming. He ain't lying. I ain't lying. He ain't lying.
Not everybody is able to do so in peace. Some people, such as the folks seen in this video, don't have their privacy respected. Take a look at what happens as soon as these people dive underneath the water.
What was that?
Did you see it? A ghostly woman can be seen floating around in the pool with the people, seemingly appearing out of thin air. The uploader posted the video with the caption reading, quote, "WTF, no one was wearing clothes in the pool. We all searched and she doesn't show up in any other video," end quote. What could this possibly be? Is this really the ghost of a woman keeping this family company? Or is this just some weird camera trick? Is it something else altogether? We'll never know the answer.
Yeah, I don't know.
But we can hope that this family can go back to swimming in peace. And that was 5 scary videos.
That's one of the
I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you
just get your ass out of the pool. You know what I'm saying? The pool, it ain't that goddamn serious. You know what I'm saying? It ain't that goddamn serious. Fuck all of that. You don't want none of them problems for real. I know I don't. Some of y'all might like them problems. Some of y'all might very well, enjoy those problems even. Me? Not me, bruh. Not me. You won't ever catch me motherfucking chasing no ghosts down the street. No, you won't, 'cause I'll be running my ass down the street away from them. Where did it go? The slapped ham. I swear I just seen that shit. Oh wait, does Mr. Nightmare have one? Where did it just go? Bruh. No, that's Nightmare Files. Where's Mr. Nightmare? I just saw him. Bruh. I just lost 2 channels? Where the fuck did it? Oh, Slapped Ham's right here. Alright, right here. I was like, dang, bruh. Done lost 2 channels. Come on. Get that full screen. Screen. Welcome to Slapped Ham.
How you doing? I'm Callan and this is Slapped Ham. Today we're looking at some freaky clips that you need to see to believe. So hit that subscribe button and get ready for more creepy content. Just like this.
Just like this. Welcome to this creepy content. What up, Diesel? What up, brother?
Hospitals are often the setting of many ghost stories, and it's not hard to see why. These buildings are places of immense emotional turmoil where people are often at their most vulnerable. Among the many haunted hospital stories out there, those involving the ghosts of children are some of the most chilling. One such story involves a photo that's been circulating on social media for some time now. The photo is said to show the spirit of a young child who passed away in a hospital. The photo, which often goes viral on Facebook and Twitter, shows the faint outline of a transparent child standing in a hospital hallway. You can even see a head, torso, and legs. Nurses working the night shift in hospitals have often reported strange occurrences and paranormal encounters. Many of these nurses work in areas such as intensive care units, emergency rooms, and hospices where death is common. Some nurses have reported seeing apparitions of former patients, with some even claiming to have had conversations with them. Others have reported hearing strange noises such as footsteps, doors opening and closing, and even whispers. One common phenomenon that nurses report is the feeling of being watched or followed when there's no one there. Some have even reported feeling touched or brushed by something invisible, while others have reported experiencing a sense of dread or unease in certain areas of the hospital, which they attribute to the presence of spirits. Healthcare workers also report encounters with shadowy figures and entities that seem to move quickly through the hospital. These experiences can be particularly frightening, especially when they occur in isolated areas of the facility. While skeptics may dismiss these accounts as mere superstition, many nurses believe they are experiencing real paranormal phenomena. Whether these encounters are the result of overactive...
Do you think maybe some of the hospital shit... I mean, granted, I'm sure there's a lot of creepy hospital shit, because like I said, hospitals creep me the fuck out too, so, you know, I'm not going to disclaim that there's no creepy shit that happens in hospitals, because I'm sure there is. But... I wonder if, like, the fact that, you know, like, nurses and doctors and shit, like, just the hospital staff in general work a lot, like, borderline too much, even, to the point where, like, a lot of them are, like, exhausted, like, 90% of the time. So do you think maybe the exhaustion could potentially, like, enhance the paranormal, or what, you know, is thought to be paranormal experiences? You know what I'm saying? Like, granted, like I said, I don't want to disclaim or be like, you know, there's nothing creepy that happens at hospitals, because the reality is hospitals are creepy. I think we can all agree to that, and a lot of bad things happen in hospitals. Good things too, but a lot of bad things. Yeah, but we do know that when people are super tired and fatigued, they can see shit, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just wondering if maybe, like, some of the shit that people think they see when they work in hospitals is just due to it being a creepy ass situation, just period, and then them being tired on top of it, and, you know, the imagination runs wild. I just wanted to throw
imaginations or something more sinister. They serve as a reminder that there's still much we don't understand about the world around us.
I think it's possible.
So could this photo really show the ghost of a child haunting a hospital? It's hard to say for sure, as the photo is blurry and the figure is faint. However, it's undeniable that hospitals have a history of paranormal activity, and stories like this one continue to captivate the public's imagination.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely does look like a little weird shadow kid, for sure, like, you know, but just saying.
India is known for its rich history of paranormal and supernatural folklore, with tales of ghosts, spirits, and other mysterious entities dating back centuries. In recent years, India has become a hub for paranormal activity, with many claiming to have experienced ghost sightings and other strange occurrences. Chhattisgarh in particular is said to be a hotspot for paranormal activity, with many famous ghost stories surrounding the state. One such story involves an old hospital building which has been abandoned for many years. The building is said to be haunted by the spirits of those who died there, and many have reported hearing strange noises and seeing apparitions within its walls.
That place looks creepy.
A recent video uploaded by YouTuber Pradeep Kumar Bangda has added fuel to the fire, with many viewers claiming to see evidence of a ghost. The shaky footage shows a man exploring the old hospital building.
Bullshit ass fucking.
As he looks down a hallway, he captures something rather chilling.
1990s phone and shit. There's no way this is a fucking camera, bro.
Watching that again,
I just don't understand why, if you're gonna be a ghost hunter or go ghost hunting in any capacity, like, I mean, wouldn't you want to have a decent camera, bro? Like, this camera is so trash, man. It'd be like, it's just so trash, bro. I just really wish they would fucking spend a little money on some cameras, bro.
However, just seconds later, when he pans the camera back, the body seems to have vanished.
This footage is a little bit.
While some viewers have dismissed the footage as a hoax or a trick of the light, others believe this is evidence of a real ghost. India's rich history with paranormal and supernatural folklore certainly lends credence to the idea that the building could indeed be haunted, and it's likely that many will continue to explore the abandoned hospital in search of evidence of the paranormal.
Yeah, I'm not going to no goddamn that shit. You got me fucked up. You got me fucked up, bro. I'm not going to do that shit.
Sleep studies have long been used to better understand the human mind. But what happens when a sleep study captures something more than just brain activity? In a video posted on YouTube by Paranormal Aso back in 2014, a sleep study appears to capture something eerie and unexplainable. The video shows a patient hooked up to various monitors sleeping soundly in what appears to be a hospital room. But watch what happens next.
The fuck is that? It's like a flying wiener or something.
A strange
like somebody
white
threw a
shape
dildo
appears
across
to
the room.
materialize above the patient, before quickly flying off to the left.
I'm sorry, that shit looks funny as shit. Like somebody
One
threw
of the frames
like
makes it look like the white shape is looming over the patient,
rubber dick
down
across
on
the
them.
room or something.
The video has sparked much debate online, with some viewers suggesting it's merely dust caught on camera, while others believe it's a genuine ghost sighting.
Yeah, fuck that shit.
Nightmares have long been associated with the paranormal, with many people reporting vivid and terrifying dreams that seem to defy explanation. Sleep paralysis in particular is often cited as a possible explanation for ghostly encounters. During sleep paralysis, a person is awake but unable to move and may experience hallucinations or the sensation of an otherworldly presence in the room with them.
I'm just saying.
Others believe that sleep is the key to unlocking the mysteries of the soul, with astral projection being a popular subgenre of the paranormal. Astral projection is the idea that the soul can leave the body during sleep and travel to other realms or dimensions. Some viewers are suggesting that this is what's happening in this video. While the white shape captured in the sleep study video may never be fully explained, it certainly adds to the ongoing debate about the paranormal and the role that sleep plays in these phenomena. Whether it's simply dust caught on camera or a genuine ghostly encounter, it's clear that sleep studies may continue to offer insights into the mysterious world of the human mind and the unexplained.
That shit's wiggling across the room, across the camera.
Guernsey, a small island in the English Channel, was occupied by Nazi Germany during World War II. The Germans built a network of tunnels and bunkers on the island, many of which still exist today. These structures have become the subject of many rumours and stories, with some claiming that they're haunted by the spirits of soldiers who lost their lives in the war. Recently, an image surfaced online that's added fuel to these rumours. The photo, taken in an underground Nazi hospital in Guernsey, shows a row of beds in a darkened
Nazi
bunker.
hospital? What?
At the end of the row, there appears to be a faint impression of a person standing in the shadows.
They ain't blew all those shits up.
It's not known exactly who took the photo, but the photographer was said to be alone when the image was taken.
I mean,
the Nazi occupation of Guernsey was a dark time in the island's history. The tunnels and bunkers that were built during this period serve as a reminder of the island's past and have been the source of many stories and rumours. Some people claim to have seen apparitions of soldiers, heard unexplained noises, or felt an eerie presence in these places. While some dismiss these stories as mere superstition, others believe there may be some truth to them. This photo has sparked further speculation and debate. Could the photo really show the spirit of a Nazi soldier, or is it simply a case of pareidolia, where the human brain sees patterns
underground
in
prison
data?
cell, bro.
Whatever the case may be, the bunkers and tunnels of Guernsey continue to fascinate and intrigue those who seek out the mysteries of the past.
Shit looks terrible.
Haunting experiences in hospitals are not uncommon, with many people reporting eerie feelings and unexplained events. A case shared by YouTube user Whip It For Me back in 2010 highlights just how spooky these places can be. The uploader's sister worked at an undisclosed hospital in California and had always felt uneasy during her shifts. One day, while comparing phone cameras with a colleague, the sister managed to capture a rather chilling photo. The image shows what appears to be the apparition of a young girl standing in the background.
Hell it does.
The uploader speculates that it may be the spirit of someone who passed away at the hospital. According to the uploader, strange and odd things have happened to several employees at the hospital, from apparitions to strange lights and noises. While the quality of the photo may not be great, it's certainly raised questions about the existence of paranormal activity in hospitals. It's not uncommon for hospitals to have a history of death and tragedy, which may contribute to the presence of spirits or paranormal activity. Whether this photo is genuine evidence of a haunting or simply a trick of the light, it's clear that hospitals can be spooky places. So have you ever experienced anything strange in a hospital? If you have, share your stories with one another in the comments down below.
Yeah, I'm glad that I haven't really had any crazy experiences like that shit. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I do not feel like I'm left out or nothing. Like,
in June of 2015, YouTube user Javan Garza uploaded a chilling video that left viewers confused and creeped out. The clip shows several men exploring the abandoned Florala Memorial Hospital, a facility that's been closed for some time.
Nope.
As they walk down a darkened hallway, one of the men captures something mysterious on camera.
That's just... Oh, they look like some eyeballs, bruh. Nah, fuck that. Look, yeah, I seen that too. They look like somebody walking.
It can be hard to see at first, but if we slow it down and brighten the image, you can make out a strange shadowy figure moving from right to left.
Oh, it's the door. Yeah, that's... I'm cool, bruh.
The question is, who or what's been caught on camera here? To understand the potential haunting at Florala Memorial Hospital, it's important to dig into the history of the property. The hospital was established in 1950 and served the community of Florala, Alabama for over 60 years. It was a vital resource for those in need of medical attention, providing care for patients with everything from minor illnesses to more severe conditions. Despite its long history of service, the hospital was eventually forced to close its doors.
I wonder why.
The reasons for the closure are not entirely clear, but some sources indicate that a declining patient population and financial difficulties played a role in the decision. The hospital's closure left many locals with a sense of loss, as it's been a significant part of the community for so long. However, some people believe there may be another reason for the hospital's closure.
There's just not enough people in that area for...
According to reports, the hospital was the site of several unexplained phenomena over the years. Visitors reported hearing strange noises, feeling cold spots, and even seeing apparitions throughout the facility. Some speculate that the hospital's past patients and staff may be still lingering within its halls.
Why would the past staff?
The mysterious shadow figure caught on camera by Javan Garza and his companions adds fuel to the fire of these haunting rumours. While it's possible that the figure could be explained away as a trick of the light or an artefact of the camera's lens, many believe it could be evidence of something a little more sinister.
See, like when he says the past patients, like that makes sense, right? Like if, you know, patients died or something like that because of, you know, not being able to be saved due to, you know, just crazy injuries or whatever, like, you know, that makes sense. But what happened to the staff? Like they didn't just get new jobs and move on? Like did you, like, were they, like, was there some shit you need to tell us, bruh? Like you forgetting part of this story, my nigga? Like, the fuck happened to the staff? Why would you say that it's haunted by the past or clients or, you know, patients and staff? The fuck happened to the staff, bro? Did y'all not catch that shit? I'm just saying, I caught that shit. What the fuck happened to the staff? That makes no goddamn sense to me, but I'm just saying. I just wanted to point that shit out because I don't know if y'all motherfuckers caught that shit. I caught that shit. We gotta pay attention to that shit. Shit like that right there, bro. That's why shit's not explained, or, you know, nobody gave us no explanations because something happened that they don't want us to know. That's what that is right there. Conspiracy right there to define us, baby. Go find it. Go figure it out. Go, what the fuck happened? Why the staff? What happened to the staff, bro?
There are skeptics who scoff at the idea of paranormal activity in the hospital. They point out that abandoned buildings are often prone to deterioration, and it's not uncommon for materials to shift or for natural phenomena to occur that could create strange sounds or visual effects. However, for those who have experienced the unexplained at Florala Memorial Hospital, the idea of a haunting is all too real. Before we take a look at some freaky footage that's being captured at an abandoned care home, remember to hit that subscribe button, then tickle that little bell icon there and turn on all channel notifications. That way you'll be in the loop every time we drop our scary, creepy videos.
Pink, and that little bell thing, wherever it went. Over there.
Abandoned hospitals and care homes have always had a spooky reputation. These places often have a dark history, with many individuals meeting their ends within their walls. It's no wonder that such locations have become popular sites for scary videos and ghost hunters. The following abandoned care home is visited by YouTubers, finders, beepers, history seekers, who seek to investigate the stories surrounding the building.
So this place was eventually shut down for a catalogue of abuse, and the patients weren't just old, they were dementia sufferers, some of which were about Andy's age. It was really terrible.
The home was reportedly closed down due to widespread allegations of abuse, neglect, and deplorable living conditions.
Some of the people were classed as people in cells. The bedrooms were that bad. They were locked away, ignored, and it was just shut down for so many things. Didn't they forget to tell people about deaths?
You had 10 that forgot to notify the Care Quality Commission that 10 people have died.
So bad.
The investigators take their time exploring the rundown facility, finding evidence of its troubled past.
This is... what does it make me think of as well? Like Chainsaw Massacre type horror film, yeah.
They even discover a logbook containing complaints from visitors horrified by the conditions their relatives were living in.
Betty has developed bruising on her upper right arm. Please observe.
As the investigators make their way to the second floor of the building, they're surprised by an unexpected visitor. Take a look.
Hey, wait up. Hello?
A shadowy figure appears to walk across the top of the stairs, disappearing into the darkness.
Damn, and he's solid too. See, it's one thing when you capture some shit and you don't notice it until after, and you're, you know, home and you're reviewing the footage and shit. But when you see some shit in the midst of being in some weird, creepy shit, like, bro, that is terrifying, bro. I would have been like a little bitch. I would have been running.
The men quickly make their way to the spot where the figure vanished,
of course
only
they
to
did.
find a wall.
That's some fucking bullshit right there, bro.
If you slow the footage down, you can indeed see a solid shape moving at the top of the stairs.
Yeah, it looks like something's moving up there for sure.
Could this be evidence of a former resident lingering in the place where they met their end? Care homes can be filled with individuals who have suffered greatly in their final days. If they were mistreated or neglected, it's understandable that they may not rest easy in death.
Damn.
It's worth noting that not all paranormal activity can be attributed to the dead. Many things can create unexplained phenomena such as electrical problems, natural phenomena, and even the power of suggestion. However, in this case, the evidence seems to suggest that something more mysterious is at work. Have you ever experienced anything weird or eerie at a care home? And do you think the investigators have captured evidence of a real ghost here? Love to hear your theories and opinions on this one in the comments down below.
Like a handful of times. And it was only because my mom used to work in one. But that one wasn't necessarily creepy. Like, at least I was never there during times where it was ever creepy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never experienced no creepy shit. So, anyways, let's do this, Mr. Ballin. There's a new Mr. Ballin. This time traveler is a killer and has the receipts. What? That's all I gotta say to that.
In our lives, all of us have to make really difficult decisions from time to time. Sometimes we make the right call, and other times we don't. Today's story is about someone who did the latter, but really, the story is about what this person did to try to fix their bad decision. Simply put, this story takes a totally unexpected turn, and unless you've heard it before, there's no way you're gonna see it coming. But before we get into that story, if you're a fan of the strange, dark, and mysterious delivered in story format, then you've come to the right place because that's all we do, and we upload once a week. So,
happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. You dig? Shit. Shout out to my dog, Happy, Mr. Funny Farm 420. He is a new age today. Not sure what that age is, but he's a year older. He is, enjoying himself on his wonderful day, his birthday. Okay, let's go.
If that's of interest to you, please move all of the strike plates in the like button's door frames slightly lower so that anytime they try to close the door, they won't latch. Also, please subscribe to our channel and turn on all notifications so you don't miss any of our weekly uploads. Okay, let's get into today's story. On a cold day in January of 2017, a 26-year-old man named William Hargrove paced anxiously back and forth inside of his tiny bedroom. Will was nervous because he was about to take the biggest chance of his life. He was about to ask a woman, who he had only known for a few weeks, if she would marry him. Will looked around his bedroom and he saw there was dirty clothes coming out of his hamper and there...
Only a few weeks and you want to marry somebody, dog? Hell no.
Fast food trash all over the ground, and so he knew this was not the ideal location to ask someone to marry him, but he also knew he was running out of time. The woman he wanted to propose to, who was sitting right behind him on his bed, was about to head back to Russia, where she lived, in just a few hours. And so Will finally stopped pacing, he turned to face this woman on the bed, who was just sitting there silently, and Will was about to say something, but then he chickened out and just kept on pacing. To that point, Will's life had been pretty boring and lonely. He worked a low-paying job as a mechanic, and he lived in this bedroom. This was his apartment, this one room, which was being rented to him by a married couple who owned the house it was in. And this house was in a small city in the U.S. state of Oregon. Will didn't really have any friends, and he didn't really have any meaningful hobbies. All he really had was his intense love of science fiction and fantasy. He would lose himself for hours watching movies about outer space and strange, distant alien planets and magic. And then often, after he would watch these movies, he would walk into the forest near his house, and he would just kind of wander around daydreaming about these movies, and he would pretend he was the hero from these movies. abilities. And suddenly, in his mind, Will would become a sorcerer with great powers, or a brilliant scientist who went back in time to save the world. But as much as Will loved daydreaming and fantasizing, what he really wanted was a wife and kids. And so recently, he had joined an international dating website, and it was through that website that he connected with 26-year-old Anna Repkina from Russia, who was the...
This chick wants a goddamn green card, bruh. She trying to get into the United States permanently, dog. She don't want you, nigga. Like, come on, bruh. Come on, bruh.
Woman sitting on the bed behind him. And now, if Will could just muster the courage to pop the question to her, he was confident she would say yes, and he could finally start his real life with Anna. Anna, who had blonde hair and striking blue eyes, was a bit of a dreamer like Will. For example, she fundamentally believed that there was a soulmate somewhere in the world for everyone. However, to that point in her life, she had not found her soulmate. Instead, she had been through one bad breakup after another. But a few weeks earlier, when a short, stocky, bald guy with a bushy goatee, Will, had reached out to her on an international dating website and invited her to America to visit him, she believed it was fate that they were being brought together, and so Will had to be her soulmate. Will finally stopped pacing and turned again to face Anna, who was now reading a book on the edge of the bed. And Will, who was terrified at this point, took a deep breath and then reached into his pocket and pulled out a jewelry box. Inside of it was a beautiful emerald ring that was situated on a white gold band. And so Will took a step towards Anna, he dropped down to a knee, and he held out the jewelry box, and he opened it up. At first, Anna didn't know what Will was doing and was kind of confused, but when she saw the ring and saw him on his knee, she knew what was happening, and she began trembling with excitement. And then Will, he pulled the ring out of its holder, and he slipped it onto Anna's finger, and he asked her if she would marry him. And Anna, she began crying tears of joy and shouted, yes. Later that day, Anna would fly back home to Russia, but as soon as she landed, she began getting her affairs in order to go right back to Oregon to live with Will permanently. And 2 months later, in March of 2017, Anna was touching back down at the Oregon airport, and then right near the baggage claim, she had her big reunion with Will. That evening, when Anna and Will drove from the airport to Will's place, they parked the car, they got out, they grabbed Anna's luggage, they went to...
I mean, what's up, Svetlana? 2 months is a little bit different than like 2 weeks. And this motherfucker met her off of a dating website from a whole other country, flew her in, and in 2 weeks decided that this random stranger that he has no idea and nothing about her family, nothing, her intentions. You can't know nobody's real intentions after 2 weeks. I mean, even after 2 months, I mean, that's still questionable. But I'm saying, like, at least 2 months, you know what I'm saying? At least if y'all had solid contact, you see each other on a regular basis. At that point, maybe you could justify that shit. You know what I'm saying? 2 months, I could let that slide. 2 weeks, though, nigga? Like, fuck out of here. I don't give a fuck. And the whole 2 months of, she went back to Russia, and then, they were together that 2 months, too. And blah, blah, like, fuck all that, bruh. Nah, that ain't enough time. This bitch is a stranger still. Stranger danger.
And when Will unlocked the front door to go inside of the house to make their way up to his bedroom apartment, as soon as the door swung open, there was a woman standing in the doorway with her arms crossed, staring out at both of them. This woman was 34-year-old Michelle Chavez, and she and her husband were the married couple who rented the bedroom apartment to Will. Michelle had dark hair and piercing eyes, and even when she was being pleasant, she could be very intimidating. And right now, it was obvious she was not trying to be pleasant. And so Anna, who sensed something was wrong here, kind of awkwardly said hi to Michelle, but Michelle, she just glared at Anna and said nothing, and then looked from Anna to Will and said, Will, I need to talk to you. And then before Will could say anything, Michelle grabbed his arm and began dragging him through the house to the back.
Hell no.
And as Will is kind of stumbling along after Michelle, he tried to be calm and told Anna, just go ahead and take your stuff up to the room. I'll be up there in a minute. And so Anna, she's very confused about what's happening here. She does not understand this dynamic at all.
Right.
But she began taking her suitcases and marching over to the side of the house where Will's bedroom was. And as she did this, she could hear on the other side of the house, Michelle really yelling at Will, but Anna couldn't make out what Michelle was actually saying. And so at some point, when Anna was now inside of Will's bedroom, just kind of waiting, Will finally did come into the bedroom with his head hung down low, and Anna could just tell that, obviously he's just been yelled at, he looks defeated, and so Anna's trying to make eye contact with him, and finally, Will looks up at Anna, and Anna says, hey, what's going on? Why was she so upset? What's happening here? And in a quiet, trembling voice, Will would tell Anna that Michelle and her husband had just told him that they can't live here anymore. They have to move out. Anna couldn't believe this. She had just flown across the world to be here with Will, and now they don't have a place to live. But she could tell, obviously, Will is really upset about this too. And so instead of just being mad at him, she said, what's going on? Why is she kicking us out? And at first, Will kind of acted like he didn't really know. But then eventually, when Anna kept asking for more information, he would tell her that Michelle sort of had a crush on him. And when she saw Anna moving in with Will, she became really jealous and told them to leave. When Anna brought up the fact that Michelle was married, Will said, I know, she's married, the crush hasn't gone anywhere, but she still feels really jealous. Anna was obviously really upset about this situation, but after Will had explained what's going on with Michelle, Anna wasn't mad at Michelle, she actually felt kind of bad for her. It was sort of pathetic that this married woman was acting the way she was. And so Anna actually figured that really this is probably for the best, that we should get away from Michelle. And within a few days, Anna and Will had moved out of Michelle's place and found a place of their own in a neighboring town. And as soon as they were settled inside of there, it was like relief washed over both of them. And they both became really excited to plan their wedding and think about their future together.
Bruh, that whole picture looks creepy as fuck. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Thank you to BetterHelp.
That whole picture looked... This is about to take a turn for the worst, I ain't gonna lie. This is about to hit buck wild. Oh no, I didn't try to click on that. Shout out to BetterHelp and all that shit, but that's not what I was trying to do.
Okay, back to the story.
That was a hyperlink, I didn't realize that. Just clicked too close to it on the screen.
A few weeks later, on March 25th, 2017, Anna woke up early and put on her beautiful, simple white wedding dress that she brought from Russia, and then she and Will piled into his car and they headed to the beach. The couple had decided to go with a very simple, intimate outdoor wedding ceremony led by an officiant. An officiant is someone who can legally conduct a wedding. When the couple arrived at the beach, Anna hopped out and immediately began walking over the sand towards the water, and Will stayed back to call the officiant because he didn't see him anywhere. And so when Anna reached the water, she took in the beautiful sights and sounds of the beach, she felt the sun on her face, and she listened to the sound of the waves crashing, and it was like suddenly she realized how lucky she was. I mean, this wedding day was turning out to be perfect, when over the past couple of weeks, she wasn't sure if it was even going to happen. Even though Anna and Will had left Michelle's house and had no contact with her, over the past couple of weeks, Michelle had become a sort of thorn in their side, sending Anna all these really threatening messages, things like demanding that Anna share Will with her, or else she'll do something awful. And so Anna is thinking that Michelle is going to find a way to sabotage their wedding, but here they were on the beach about to get married with no Michelle in sight. And so at some point, Anna looked along the beach and saw a little bit farther along were the two friends that she and Will had invited to be a part of their wedding. And so Anna ran over to them and she hugged them and began chatting with them. And as she's chatting, she looks up and she sees Will coming down onto the beach, and he's on his cell phone. And Anna can't tell what he's saying. He's too far away, but it's obvious there's something wrong. And by the time Will actually got up to the group, he had hung up his phone, but it was very obvious he was really upset. And as soon as he reached the group, he would announce to Anna and their friends that the officiant was not going to be able to make it. And so unfortunately, the wedding was off, at least for now. Now, Anna was totally crushed by this, but she could tell Will also was totally crushed by this. And so instead of crying and making Will feel worse, Anna put on a brave face and told Will, "Don't worry about it. We will find another officiant. We'll reschedule this. It will be fine." And so Anna and Will's friends, they said bye and they headed their way. And Anna and Will had a very somber walk along the beach back to their car. But on the drive from the beach back to their apartment, they would stop at a fast food restaurant, McDonald's, and they would get some food. And by the time they had made it back to their apartment, they were laughing about how ridiculous it was that they were eating fast food in their wedding clothes. A couple weeks later, Anna was still in the process of rescheduling their wedding, and she was starting to feel very frustrated with Will. Over the last week or so, Will, instead of helping her with the wedding, was spending much of his time outside of the apartment, pacing around, chain smoking, while talking to someone on the phone. Now, Anna didn't know who he was talking to, but based on how stressed out he seemed, Anna assumed he had to be talking to either Michelle or talking to someone else about Michelle. Regardless, Anna knew this had to, in some way, be connected to Michelle. However, whenever Anna would approach Will and ask him why he was so stressed and whether or not he was still in contact with Michelle, Will would try to change the subject, or he would just clam up and not talk at all. But finally, on April 16th, so 3 weeks after the couple's first failed wedding attempt, Will would approach Anna and ask her very sheepishly if she would come with him on a walk through the woods, because he had something important he wanted to tell her. Now, Anna knew that Will loved walking in these woods. He still went off and daydreamed after his movies, and so she knew that if he's asking her to go out there to talk, that this was going to be a very serious conversation, most likely about Michelle and whatever's going on. And so the couple piled into Will's car and they drove to the parking lot right near the woods. They got out, they hopped on a path, and they began walking into the trees. And for a while, they didn't really talk to each other. They just walked quietly side by side through the woods. But at some point, Will began to slow down and then finally came to a full stop, at which point Anna stopped too, and she turned to face him. And when she did, Will paused for a moment and then with a shaky voice told Anna that he felt like they rushed into their relationship and he wanted to call off the engagement. Anna was so caught off guard and heartbroken by what she was hearing that she couldn't say anything. She just stood there in stunned silence and then finally just turned around and stormed off away from Will, deeper into the woods, until she was out of Will's sight. The next day, when Will woke up, the first thing he did was pick up his phone and text Anna. But Anna didn't write back. And so as Will is laying in bed, he couldn't help but feel this overwhelming sense of regret about the decision he had made the day before. He wanted Anna back. So, over the course of the next several hours, Will would send Anna a series of increasingly more desperate-sounding text messages, pleading with her to just talk to him, please. But she didn't respond to any of his messages. And so Will decided that the only way he could get Anna back would be if he did something big. So he hopped out of his bed, he grabbed his cigarettes, he went outside, and he began pacing and chain smoking, trying to come up with whatever big idea was going to get Anna back. And at some point, an idea came to him. He would do what he had seen heroes do in several of his favorite science fiction and fantasy movies. He would use time travel to go back in time and get Anna back. Feeling totally energized by this idea, Will ran back inside his apartment, he grabbed another pack of cigarettes, a 6-pack of soda, and then he sat down at his computer and he scoured the internet for any information about how to build a time-traveling machine. And for the next 24 to 48 hours, Will stayed at his computer, chain smoking and drinking sodas, drawing all these sketches of different time machine designs that he found on the internet. But at some point, after 24 to 48 hours, Will realized that no matter how good these sketches were, he lacked, 1, the resources, and 2, the knowledge and expertise of how to take this sketch and actually make it into a real physical time machine. And so feeling totally frustrated, Will took his sketchbook and threw it, and then lay down on his bed, feeling somewhat defeated. But as he laid there thinking about Anna, he had another epiphany. In other science fiction and fantasy movies, sometimes the heroes didn't need to use time machines to go back in time. They would use magic. And so suddenly Will decided, oh my goodness, I need to find the right magical spell that will allow me to travel back in time and get Anna. And so once again, he ran back to his computer, continued chain smoking and drinking sodas while scouring the internet looking for the right magical spell that would take him back in time. And several times he communicated with strangers on the internet, telling them that he would sell his soul to them if they could give him the right spell. And then anytime he thought he found the right spell, he would close his eyes and chant the words out loud, and then open his eyes only to realize he was stuck in the present. And so finally, after basically staying awake for 72 hours on this quest to go back in time to get Anna back, Will realized that it was not going to work, and so he gave up. The next morning, on April 19th, so this is 3 days after he broke up with Anna in the woods, Will heard a knock on his front door. And when he opened the door, there were 2 police officers standing there. And when Will asked them, what's going on, they told him that they actually needed his help, and would he mind coming to the station to talk to them. And so Will, he was still totally exhausted from not having slept over the last 3 days, but he of course agreed to go. And when he got to the police station, he was led into a small interview room, and he sat down behind this metal desk in front of the other 2 officers, and he asked them, what can I do for you? And one of the officers eventually asked Will if he had recently eaten at a Kentucky Fried Chicken restaurant. That's a fast food restaurant also known as KFC. Will was puzzled and almost wanted to laugh because he couldn't understand how this was important. But when he saw that these 2 officers were not making light of this at all, they were very serious, Will said, yeah, a few days ago I did eat at a KFC. Why does that matter? To understand why it mattered, we need to understand the relationship between Will and Michelle. It would turn out Michelle did not just have a crush on Will. Michelle and Will had been having an intense affair in Michelle's house with her husband since 2015, so a full year before Will met Anna. Now, Will had wanted Michelle to leave her husband and be with him, and Michelle had told Will that she wanted the same thing, but she couldn't do it right now. And so to show Will that she was serious, that one day she would be with him, she gave him her wedding ring, which was an emerald stone sitting on a white gold band. It was like a promise ring, that this is my token to you to...
Nigga. This dumbass motherfucker gave his new Russian bride to be a wedding band or an engagement ring that was an actual wedding band of a married woman that this nigga was fucking and living in her fucking house. Holy shit. Oh, and the plot thickens. Bruh. Bruh. Holy shit. I was not ready for that.
Show you that one day we will be together in public.
I knew
but
they was
as time went on,
earlier.
Michelle didn't really show any signs of trying to leave her husband. And so Will started to wonder if he was just kind of letting his life slip by. Because remember, Will really wanted a wife and kids, and it was starting to look like Michelle was not going to give him either of those things. And so that was why Will went on that dating site and contacted Anna, and then when he learned that Anna wanted a family too, he had asked her to marry him. The ring that Will gave Anna when he proposed to her was the same ring that Michelle had given Will. Her wedding ring, the promise ring. And so when Michelle saw that ring on Anna's finger on a Facebook post that Anna made about having been proposed to by Will, Michelle was enraged. And then just a few weeks later, when Anna showed up at Michelle's house to move into Will's bedroom with him, she grabbed Will, dragged him to the side of the house, and said, "You need to choose right now between me and Anna." And because Will couldn't come up with an answer, Michelle kicked him and Anna out of the house. However, over the following weeks, despite Michelle having booted them from her property, she could not let go of her jealousy of Anna and her love for Will. And so she sent Anna all these threatening messages on Facebook demanding that she share Will with her or else. And she began incessantly calling and texting Will, demanding that he choose her over Anna. And so when Anna saw Will walking around outside, chain-smoking cigarettes on the phone, Anna was right in suspecting that that was Michelle that he was talking to. Yeah. But despite all this pressure, Will just could not make up his mind. He didn't know which woman he wanted to be with more. And so to buy himself some time, he had lied to Anna about hiring an officiant for their wedding on the beach. And then when they arrived on the beach and Will said the officiant had canceled, it was all a ruse. There was never any officiant. He was just trying to buy time for himself. But finally, on April 16th, for whatever reason, Will had decided that he knew which woman he wanted to go with. He wanted to go with Michelle. So he brought Anna out into the woods and he told her the news, that he was breaking off the engagement and effectively their relationship was over, at which point Anna turned and stormed off into the woods. And so Will, he watched her disappear, and then he turned around and walked back along the path back toward his car. And when he got there, he opened his trunk and got something out of it, and then he walked back along the trail into the woods where he had seen Anna last. And when he reached that spot, he kind of walked off in the direction that Anna had wandered, and eventually he spotted Anna. She was standing in a clearing, looking up into the sky, seemingly lost in thought. And so Will quietly walked up right behind her, and then he raised the shotgun he had gotten out of his trunk. He placed the barrel against the back of Anna's skull, and before she could even react, say something, turn around, do anything, he pulled the trigger. Afterward, he ran back down the trail to his car, and he gathered up all of Anna's things that happened to be inside of the car, along with some trash on the floor of the car, and then he brought all of that stuff back into the woods.
Wait, what the fuck? So this motherfucker, he was sitting here texting her the very next day? Like she was actually gonna fucking respond after he done blew her fucking head off? Bruh. Some people are fucking sick. He texted her a bajillion times with all these fucking like, I need yous and I'm begging you to come back and all this and please just talk to me's and all this shit. Bruh, it was all just a fucking, he's either one, fucking batshit crazy, or two, he was trying to hide and cover up his tracks. But damn, bro, he done peeled her shit back on some fucking stupid shit, all because he couldn't. Bruh, he's a coward, bro.
Dumped it both on and around Anna's body. The next day, a walker and their dog happened to come across Anna's body, and when the police were called out to the site, they began sifting through all of the trash that was kind of scattered around Anna's body. And inside of a crumpled up KFC bag, the police would find a receipt for the day of the murder. And that receipt belonged to Will. The morning after Will killed Anna, he sent those initial text messages to Anna just to cover his tracks. But as he sent them, he actually did feel an enormous sense of regret about the decision he made. He no longer wanted Michelle, he wanted Anna. And it was at that point that he decided he would do what the heroes in some of his favorite movies did. He would go back in time and undo the murder and get his love back. But of course, his efforts would fail. And in January of 2020, 3 years after Anna's murder, Will was sentenced to life in prison. As for Michelle, she was never charged with any crime. So that's going to do it. If you got something out of today's episode and you haven't done this already, please move all of the strike plates in the like button's door frames slightly lower so that when they try to close their door, it doesn't latch. Also, please subscribe to our channel and turn on all notifications so you don't miss any of our weekly uploads. We have a podcast called...
Yeah, that shit's crazy. Shout out to Mr. Baller, man. He always coming with that heat, you know what I'm saying? He always coming with that heat. Bruh, but that shit's fucking wild. That shit was fucking wild, bruh. That shit was wild. I mean, you could kind of low-key tell if something crazy happened, but I wasn't quite expecting it to be be that. Like you know, I think it was kind of obvious. We knew that he killed her, but you know, either him or Michelle, either one of them, she was killed. But we wasn't quite sure which one did it until he said what, you know, like the forest part of it, and then I kind of was like, oh, she did it. But then it was also pretty crazy to just know like this motherfucker went and like shotgun to the back of the dome though. Like what the fuck? That's so crazy, bro. Some people just are fucking wild. Some people are fucking wild, bro. All right, hold on. I'm looking for. Where's that other channel at? We're gonna do one more. I like the story type shit. I'm feeling that right now. Where the fuck is it at? Is there a new? Oh yeah, we'll do a new chilling scares. Fuck it, we haven't done one of these in a while. Most disturbing phone calls ever received. 4 disturbing hijackings in history. TV hijackings in history. Camping horror stories. No, none of those fucking sound interesting at all, actually. None of those sound good. None of them. Boating, Blizzard. Mr. Nightmare. He be having some pretty crazy ones. Let's see what else he's got that we haven't seen. Craigslist ads with disturbing backstories. Ooh, creepy cemetery shit. Blizzard horror stories. Boating horror stories. I want to do this one. Let's do this Craigslist one. This Craigslist one, and then I'm probably gonna.
Craigslist is nowhere near what it used to be. It's been replaced by websites like Facebook Marketplace and Poshmark.
Facts.
Maybe a big reason for this stems from not just the rampant scams on the website, but also because it's the go-to site for a lot of creeps. So for old time's sake,
I was just about to say that, bro. Craigslist is such a weird place. Like that was like the one place that you could go. You could go buy a car, you know, find a job, and you know, and a house to rent, but then also find you like a hookup all at the same time. Like that was a one-stop shop for damn near anything and everything you need. You could buy. You used to be able to buy like drugs and shit off of Craigslist. I know, because like I used to love to just look through Craigslist, and you'd find the most random shit. People just throwing ads out there just to see what happens, and it'd be like super vague in the title. They'd put it in like the like I forgot the name of the damn little thing, but there's one of those little tabs that like it'd be like medicine or pharmaceuticals or some weird shit or something like that. But yeah, or beauty and health, that's what it was. And then you'd just be like random pictures and vague descriptions, but you'd just be able to see these random pictures of drugs and shit. It's crazy place.
3 Craigslist ads with disturbing backstories.
It still is.
This was an ad posted in Kansas City a month ago that a viewer by the name of Christian sent in. It's a harmless looking ad for an old vacuum cleaner. This was posted in the for sale by owner section and listed as free. It was titled Free Dirt Devil Vision Bagless Canister. The ad description said, I'm giving away this perfectly working Dirt Devil bagless vacuum cleaner. My wife and I got a new vacuum and no longer need this. First come, first serve. We'll disclose address after communication. The listing left a phone number to contact, and so Christian replied to the ad, sending a text saying he's interested, and promptly got a response. The reply back was, hello, what is your name? To which he replied, Christian, what's yours? They replied, Jackie, nice to meet you. The vacuum is all yours, when can you come pick her up? Christian replied back, if you can hold it for me until tomorrow, I'd come then. They replied back, okay. So the next day, the seller sends a follow-up text. Hello, Christian. What time can you pick up the vacuum? 8 o'clock if that works for you. What's the address? They replied back, sounds good to me. Give me a call. I'll explain how to get here. So at this point, Christian calls the number as directed, and a man's voice answers the phone. Not the female voice he was expecting after the seller introduced themselves as Jackie. Christian asked if this were Jackie he was speaking with, and the man said no, that's his wife, and that she's not available right now. This was the first red flag for Christian, since it was...
I mean, first off, I'm not meeting nobody at 8 p.m., bro. Because if you saw the time of that text from the Jackie, It was at like almost 5 p.m. So, and this motherfucker said 8. I don't give a damn. Nah, there's no, I don't need that vacuum that bad to go pick it up at 8. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, 'cause that's too sketch, bro. That's too sketch. Come on, bro. Hell no.
Same
You
number
set
he was
yourself up for
contacting the
failure.
whole time. Yet apparently both this man and his wife were using it, which would just seem a little unusual to anyone since no one really
Facts.
shares cell phones.
Hell no, we don't.
The man on the phone introduced himself as Brock and explained how to get to the location. He gave Christian the cross streets to what he described as his warehouse, which he'd have to open the gate for. Christian had a pretty normal reaction, asking what he meant by warehouse, because he was expecting to be given a regular home address to pick up this relatively small item. Brock told Christian that he owned part of a small warehouse where he and his wife would store a lot of their old belongings and stuff they were going to sell. He claimed to be a wholesaler. Christian
Yeah,
agreed to come to the
fuck that.
specified location at 8 o'clock near Grandview, which is south of Kansas City. The specified cross streets led him to a quiet T intersection in an area with nothing but unmarked buildings that resembled warehouses. Christian parked his car and found the gate that he was told to meet Brock at. When he texted him that he was there, the gate started to roll open automatically, and beyond the gate was a long driveway between 2 different brick buildings leading into darkness. Christian called Brock, who rejected the call and texted Christian to come inside the gated area and inside the warehouse straight ahead. It was so dark ahead of him that he couldn't even see a warehouse. Christian asked Brock to bring the vacuum outside by the gate, and this is where the alleged Brock person stopped answering. After trying to call Brock's number multiple times, eventually the calls would go straight to voicemail, likely because Christian's number was blocked. So Christian hurried back to his car and rushed home. Upon checking on the ad once he got home, the listing was taken down. Doing a reverse phone lookup, he found that the number didn't come up on any phone book websites. By avoiding going beyond that gate and into the darkness and unknown ahead, he likely avoided something terrible.
Bruh, this is why you gotta be careful on them damn Craigslist.
The following
you know what I'm
Craigslist
saying?
ad was
Shit.
posted on May 24th of 2012. On the
Look.
surface, it looks a little unusual, like something
Look, this is one of them stupid ass fucking basically sex worker fucking ads. I'm looking for a sexy guy who's interested in becoming an actor in my personal movie I am making. Please be between 18 and 35, good looking. I'm making the movie for me. It's for fun. So I'm not going to pay you anything. This motherfucker's about to put you on OnlyFans and sell you to the fucking, black market in fucking Nigeria or some shit, in Russia, in Ukraine or something. I'm just saying, bro, you about to come up missing. If you are interested, send me your stats with a face pic and a body pic. Remember, no pic equals no answer. Respect the gangster, the gangsterism right there. And, all caps, I am not looking for sex and no cocksucking. So what are you doing then? Like, what are we doing? What is this? Do you think you just about to, somebody that's just come over here and just, there are some weird motherfuckers that would probably just come give some oral or some shit. Like, some people are weird. But anyways, moving back on.
Expect to see on the casual encounter side of Craigslist. The poster of the ad said he was looking for a male who was interested in becoming an actor in a personal movie he was making. His requirements for the person included being between the age of 18 and 35 and good-looking, and including a face and body picture. He also stated he wasn't going to pay them anything, as the movie was strictly for his own pleasure. At the bottom, he states he's not looking for sex.
Why does he keep saying he? Like, nowhere in this does it say that it's posted by a dude. I mean, I guess we're just gonna say that the poster is an it, because we have no idea. It doesn't necessarily say that it's a dude. It just says I am looking for a sexy guy, but there's nowhere it says where I equals him or her. So just saying. I'm just saying.
After this ad was Luca Rocco Magnota, a notorious Canadian murderer who had a whole documentary made after him.
He did, actually.
The unfortunate soul who responded to this ad was 33-year-old Jun Lin. Luca spent a lot of time in mental hospitals growing up, and in 2002, he was diagnosed with schizophrenia. He first attracted online attention when he started posting videos of cats, Not cute videos, though.
No, he was killing him.
In 2010,
torturing
a
him.
series of videos were posted online which showed Luca suffocating and drowning kittens.
Yeah.
These were not his first crimes.
Nope.
He had already been convicted of fraud in 2004 after racking up $17,000 on a friend's credit card, and in 2005 he was accused of sexually assaulting a woman. The videos spawned outrage over the internet, and an online community of people formed to work together to try to find the man behind the videos. A tip led them to Luca, and around this time, Luca posted another video in which he fed a cat to a snake and started hinting that his victims might shift to humans. Unfortunately, 33-year-old student Jun Lin was the one to have the misfortune of being Luca's first human victim. Jun was a lonely Concordia University student who didn't have many friends and had only been in Canada for a couple of years. Jun responded to Luca's ad, and they met that same night. Security footage captured them entering Luca's building, and that night, Jun sent a text to his ex that he would see in the morning, saying good morning. It would be his final text. The next day, Luca posted another video called One Lunatic, One Ice Pick. The video captured the savage murder of Jun Lin. In it, Luca stabbed Jun with an ice pick while he was tied up, before performing unspeakable acts and dismembering his body.
Yeah,
a few days later, viewers of the video were attempting to report the crime to police, but the reports were dismissed by police because they believed the video was fake. By then, Luca had already started disposing of the body. CCTV footage captured him throwing bags into a bin while wearing Jun's t-shirt. On the 29th of May in Montreal, Mike Nadeau, who worked as a janitor, found a suitcase that had been sitting outside the apartment building he worked at for days. He ignored it until the suitcase started emitting a foul smell. Upon opening it, he found Jun's torso inside.
Outside of an apartment complex,
so the curiosity, I guess, got the best of us. We said, let's open this and see what's in there. So there was a small lock. We cut it. We opened up, and there was a torso with no head, and just,
Lucas sent the rest of Jun's severed limbs to various different political parties and elementary schools. Eventually, police suspected that Luca had traveled to Europe, and this was confirmed when CCTV footage caught him in Germany. Authorities were able to arrest him in an internet cafe in Berlin on the 4th of June, where he was sitting reading articles about himself. In 2014, he was found guilty of first-degree murder, publishing obscene materials, committing an indignity on a body, and criminally harassing the Prime Minister, and he was sentenced to life in prison. Knowing all of this information makes this little Craigslist post that usually wouldn't bat much of an eye in the casual encounter section incredibly disturbing.
That shit's crazy.
This last one happened to a freshman girl in college who I'll refer to as Christina. Christina was strapped for cash and was looking to sell her prom dress and other dresses she no longer planned on using. So she made a listing on Craigslist with pictures of all the dresses, including 2 pictures of her wearing the prom dress. Christina left her number in the Craigslist ad to be contacted on, which for a young girl putting 2 pictures of her body on Craigslist of all websites wasn't a good idea.
Not at all.
Not surprisingly, she got a phone call within the hour, and it was someone who claimed to take interest in the dresses. It was a man on the other end, who she says sounded anywhere from 35 to 55, with a slightly raspy voice. He said he was calling about the dresses she posted on Craigslist, to her surprise, because she would obviously expect only females to call or text and inquire about the dresses. He explained that he was looking to buy the dresses for his girlfriend as a gift, and he wanted to know if they'd fit her.
I don't want to offend nobody, if you know what I'm saying. I'd be trying to be politically correct. You know, it's 2023, so you got to be very consciously aware of everybody and shit. I mean, if that's your thing, that's your thing. I'm just saying. But, you know, there are those people out there that just, you know, they like to just, the comfort of their own home, stare at themselves in the mirror in dresses and shit. I mean,
Christina told him all the sizes and prices per dress. The man asked for more pictures of the dresses if possible, which she agreed to. So she kept him on the phone on speaker while she took more pictures of the dresses laid out on her bed. Mid doing this, he started asking more questions that progressively got weirder, starting with how tall she was, how the dress fits up there, and what size bra she wears, to which Christina started feeling uncomfortable, mentioning to him that's not relevant. He apologized and said he just wanted to make sure it would be a good fit for his girlfriend. He then proceeded to ask if the dresses were tight on Christina, and she replied some of them are moderately tight. The next question was where Christina really started to question this man's intentions.
Why don't you just hang up the phone?
He asked if there was any chance she could send him pictures with her wearing all the dresses to get a better idea of if they'd fit his girlfriend. After a few seconds of silence, because Christina didn't know what to say, the man on the other end asked if she used to wear panties under the dresses, followed by a short, creepy chuckle, and then he said, "You have a really cute voice." Christina hung up the phone and blocked the number. She also took the ad down from Craigslist and didn't plan on listing it again on there. But she would later find out that he would start stalking her after a random account started following her on Instagram and requested her on Facebook. Both accounts had no pictures and the name Mike Allen. A quick lookup of the number that called her revealed the name Michael Allen on Google. This meant she was now dealing with a stalker situation, and it only got worse from there. When she blocked both accounts, she kept getting calls from a no caller ID number, and it only stopped when she set up silence unknown callers on her phone. But the stalking didn't end there. One night later, there was a running car with its lights off parked outside Christina's house. She noticed this before going out. She called to her dad to point it out as possibly being the guy who had been stalking her. And as soon as her dad stepped outside, the car drove away with its headlights still off. At this point, Christina's dad sent a threatening text to the man's number and then tried calling multiple times to no avail, to end up leaving a loud voicemail. It seemed to do the trick, as the stalking stopped as far as they know, and hopefully that's the case for good.
Hell yeah, Dad's involved.
Christina was smart in how she handled this, hanging
again,
up and blocking the number as soon as the man made creepy comments and blocking his social media accounts. Unfortunately, there's not much to do once someone has your number if they want to stalk you, as a lot of your information can be found just through that. That's why it's best that if by some chance you still use Craigslist, don't use your real phone number.
Yeah, that shit's fucking buck wild, bro. That shit's buck a wild. Buck a wild. Anyways, man, I love you guys. There is no me without you. I'm about to go ahead and hop off here. You dig? I'm about to go help and you know, I gotta get some sleep, gotta get some rest. You know, I gotta let y'all get some rest. You know, we gotta be great tomorrow. We gotta all be fantastically, wonderfully great tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that without your sleep. You need to get a little bit of that beauty rest. Even if it's just a couple of hours, get a little bit of that beauty rest. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you get yourself refreshed. I love y'all. There is no me without you. I love y'all. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace. Catch y'all later. Oh. Come on. Y'all about to see me struggling. Because my computer screen's broke. And it just went out while we was on live. So it's acting all weird and funky. Anyways, I love y'all. I'll see y'all later.